It's the road to Rio.
That's me, Mark Watson.
And that's me, Henning Wehn.
Massive him.
And what can you say about us? Well, we're neighbours.
Let's stick together.
Both work as comedians.
If I ever meet Pele, I'm going to call him Phil.
I'm English, of course.
And I'm German.
Oh, blimey, Governor.
We're bonded by our love of football.
This is World Cup year, so we're on a South American road trip. A slightly unusual road trip because I can't actually drive, unlike my friend Henning.
Well, I'm not quite sure how I managed this.
But you're very good at reading maps.
Carry on. Go along. We're visiting all 6 South American countries involved in this year's finals.
We're tracking down former World Cup legends.
Chile!
And hopefully we're discovering the secrets of the continent's football success.
So join us on
The Road to Rio!
Rio 2014!
South America. Turns out it's bigger than you think. Yeah, have a look. After 5 countries, 17,000 miles, 12 flights, 15 hotels, a couple of dodgy tummies and suspiciously few shirt changes. At last, we are the boys from Brazil.
Yes, indeed. We're travelling across the most successful football nation on the planet. Before we visit Rio, we're going to explore the southern state of Sao Paulo.
Believe it or not, Sao Paulo state is bigger than the whole of the UK and home to 45 million people.
Over the past 60 years, Brazil has established itself as the footballing powerhouse, winning 5 World Cups, more than any other country. How on earth have they done it?
To find out, we quiz a 1970s legend who helped rewrite the history books.
Oh, yeah. No, he's beaten him. We tracked down a small man with a very big reputation.
Juninho, por favor.
We visit the football factory creating the superstars of tomorrow.
And we go fishing with Pele's son. We find ourselves in a very old funeral parlour, and we also...
Calm down, Mark, calm down. First things first. Let's skip straight down the beach so I can trot out my favourite line.
This is it, Henning. This is one of your
Here
big
we
hit
are!
rides. Here we are
Here we are in Brazil,
Well done,
final
mate.
destination.
I wondered at times if I'd ever hear you say here we are in Brazil. So here we are in the 5 times World Cup winning country.
Like it or not, I don't, but they won it 5 times.
I don't particularly
so
like it
no
either.
denying that.
I'd have liked... I mean, we could have won it in 2002, or Germany more likely could have, but no.
No, facts don't lie, and Brazil are favourites to turn 5 titles into 6 in Rio. To find out how, we're heading for the heart of Sao Paulo.
Yeah, it's Brazil's biggest city and it's famous for its towering skyscrapers and terrible traffic. The roads, everything's civilised. I mean, it's obviously loads of cars, but then there is loads of people here, 15 million or something.
Famously, and a lot of them have got cars. That's one famous thing about it.
Yeah, some of them have got 2.
Quite a few people have cars, yeah. Helicopters as well. There's more helicopters in Sao Paulo than... What's the statistic than you expect? Something like that.
Yeah,
something like that.
That's how it usually ends, isn't it?
The undisputed statistic is that Brazil won its first World Cup in 1958, then another one in 62, before making it 3 in 1970, with what some people reckon was the greatest team of all time.
Yeah, if they've never seen Germany 1990. Anyway, central to that Brazilian side was 22-year-old Rivellino, renowned for his fancy footwork and goal scoring. We're going to the football school where he teaches the next generation.
It's going to be odd to say hello, Rivellino, is it?
Well, if people only got one name, you have to use that.
Senor Rivellino, is that the best way to do it?
Well, in this culture, they all call each other by the first name, so I would probably say, hello, Roberto.
Now, Prince, he would be difficult. If you met Prince, I don't know where you'd start with his name.
Yeah, but I mean, he changed it about 5 times, symbol and...
He changed it into a symbol. There was a point where he just changed it into a sort of a tiddlywink. Rivellino.
Minutes later, a huge roadside portrait of the great man suggests we might have arrived.
This has got to be the place, yeah. But that does not mean that we're definitely going to meet Rivellino.
Oh, no, no way.
If there's one thing we can do, it's nearly get into football establishments and then not quite.
What did we agree, Mister?
Or Roberto, or Senor Rivellino, or mate, or geezer.
Gizinho.
All right, Gizinho. Right, fingers crossed.
Wow.
Bom dia.
Bom dia.
Mark.
Bom dia, Henning.
Prazer,
Rivellino. Senor Rivellino, or
No,
Ricardo?
Rivellino. Roberto Rivellino.
Not Ricardo.
No
that's not
problem.
his name. Roberto is fine.
Roberto.
Ricardo.
Yes, the mustachioed maestro made 92 Brazil appearances, 26 goals, played in 3 World Cups, but I still got his name wrong.
Do you think that the team of 1970 was the best team ever?
Para mim, eu sou suspeito para falar, né? Mas quem fala são os ingleses, fazem essas comparações disso, e eles falam que aquela seleção até hoje é considerada a maior seleção de todos os tempos, né?
People often say that in those days the Brazil team was encouraged to not worry so much about tactics and stuff and just like play from the heart and enjoy the game more. Is that true, or is that kind of a myth about Brazil, do you think?
Não, a gente jogava taticamente. Em 70 a gente tinha um plano tático com o Zagallo, que o Zagallo montava uma maneira de jogar, a gente tinha. Acontece que a gente tinha muita qualidade, né? A criação do jogador brasileiro não era tão rígida como os europeus, que tanto é que a gente falava que o futebol brasileiro via quando ia jogar contra a Alemanha, contra a Inglaterra, contra, vamos dizer, países europeus, era a força contra a habilidade, né?
And you still have got kickabouts with your colleagues from back then?
Não, não. Finish, não morre. A cabeça pensa, mas as pernas hoje não ajudam mais.
We have that as well, don't we? In my brain I'm brilliant.
Oh
but
yeah. At night when I'm asleep.
Yeah.
Rivellino is considered to be one of the greatest dribblers of all time, and out on the pitch there are dozens of pint-sized hopefuls all dreaming of following in his footsteps.
What you do here, do you think this is part of the success of Brazilian football, that very, very small kids are already being taught the skills of the game?
É que já está no sangue, né, da criança brasileira, jogar bola, gostar de jogar bola, né? Isso é uma coisa nata, a molecada já nasce com a bola no pé, né?
Above all, Rivellino was famous for his signature move, the flip-flap, a miracle of footwork that left defenders helpless. How do you do that? Okay, let's watch this.
You make this move.
Ooh, yeah, it looks quite. Yeah.
Try.
No, not quite, but similar. Have a go, Henning.
Try.
Well, what you want to do is, Mark, you want to... And
Move it up front.
It's like the ball's an extension of your foot, Henning.
He wasn't just a dribbler though, he also had a thunderous shot. There you go.
Can he teach us how to hit a free kick?
Ele não pode ser diferente.
Yeah, Henning is quite a good goalkeeper, difficult goalkeeper to beat.
Ótimo goleiro ele vai ser.
He's beaten him.
Tá esperto, tem que ficar esperto.
He didn't even look. He didn't even look.
Does that make me Sepp Maier now?
Sepp Maier.
Am I Sepp Maier now?
And even at 68, Rivellino still has a pretty good touch.
Sou um grande humorista, jogador de futebol, esquece. Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias. Obrigado. Obrigado.
Obrigado. See.
In.
And with that, the great man pads inside to rest his magic feet.
We retire to a cafe for post-match analysis.
We considered all the options, didn't we? It was like Senor, Roberto, Senor, Rivellino,
I solved the
Mr.
problem
Rivellino.
by panicking,
Well,
calling
you
him
went,
Ricardo.
You went with
Yeah.
Ricardo. That was the one option we hadn't covered.
I thought because we had so many options, it was best just to make a clean breast of it and go for something that wasn't even his name. And
Yeah.
it really put him on the back foot. I thought that was a really good start to our
I was
conversation.
convinced that was the interview over was in '96.
Me too.
To be honest with you.
But I actually thought it worked out quite well. He seemed to relax because I was obviously such a buffoon that I was no threat to him. If I ever meet Pele, I'm going to call him Phil.
And what I don't like necessarily about this program now, especially with the 2 episodes about Brazil, we want to be very, very careful. We don't want to just go out there and glorify
No.
Brazilian football,
There's
because
a-
we all
there's
know full
a
well
lot of that.
if
Here
Neville,
we go.
instead of hit the
This
post,
is your
scored
favourite
in
thing.
02, we both would stand on 4 World Cups, and if Baggio had missed in 94, Brazil would be nowhere near.
So, in other words, it was luck, Henning says, that decided the World Cups in 94 and 2002. And without that luck, Brazil would only have 3 World Cup titles and so not be the footballing giant that it currently is.
So saying they're better than anyone is absolute nonsense.
Except
but they do play a hell of a lot of football.
They do.
And there is schools of excellence like Rivellino's, and football is an integral part of the culture here.
It is impressive, isn't it? Yeah. We don't have the same infrastructure at home, it's true. Or the weather. Or the talent. And no one epitomises Brazilian talent more than Pelé, the only man on earth to have won 3 World Cups.
Yeah, good for him. So anyway, he played for 20 years for Santos, a coastal city not too far from Sao Paulo. So that gives us a good excuse to drive all the way there.
Did you play football at your school? Because we didn't in
Well,
my
we
school.
played, as in the regular lessons we played, like the regular...
Like you've always
I
sort of-
was rather bad than good.
Right, you were
Because
lower mid-table.
Yeah, but school should be more seen as a place where you
Become a
learn
person.
social skills.
Quite
yeah.
right. Although my dad is a chemistry teacher, so I was forced to. I forced myself to do all right in chemistry.
Yeah, because you look like an experiment.
Lovely stuff.
Here we are in Santos, ready to meet Pele's son, Joshua. He's on the books of his dad's old club. Currently, he's out injured with a groin strain. So we'll make the most of it and take him fishing.
So you're Pele's son.
Yes, I am.
You're Walter Vane's son.
Yes, I am.
Just a German guy, and my dad is just an English guy. Well, he was actually. We were
We've
saying
always got a father, that's the message of this bit.
kind of, yeah. And are you conscious of your dad watching?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you remember him playing, or were you too young?
No, I
You
was.
must be too young.
I think I was in. He stopped playing in the 80s.
You were
I was
in
in
the
the
70s,
80s.
yeah.
I wasn't even born. I was born in '96.
Yeah,
96.
football,
I was
football
born in
players
96.
get younger and younger, don't
really
they?
do.
Them policemen and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about you were 96. He was a baby then. God, we're all gonna die.
Don't say that.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
We're in a boat. We're in the middle of the sea. Come on.
Not now. Just life is short. It was that kind of thing. You must have always been aware that he was a legend of the game and stuff right from the start.
Since I was a kid, everybody told me that he was a great player, as like a legend for the club. So it's really something important for me, and it's good to know that.
Did you used to kick things around the house? Or?
Always. My mom used to be so pissed off for me breaking vases and stuff, and lights. But it's when you're a kid, you just want to play around with the ball. That's all you want to do.
I guess if you're married to Pele and then there's all those sons, you've got a losing battle on your hands.
Yeah.
Football from
Yeah.
happening. Yeah. She must expect some football
yeah.
talk.
What do you think who
she-
paid for all this? The football did, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Does it ever go on your nerves when people go on about, and your dad did this or
No.
that, or...
No, I just some things I don't know about. I want to know more, And stuff I know, when I have the opportunity, I share, which is
Yeah,
cool.
there's a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
And that's the
happened-
thing about South America, everyone seems to be playing football.
Every kid's dream is to become a soccer player. And since you're a kid, you have to live that. You have to dedicate your whole life to that, My dad's always saying for me to just play my football, just do it my way.
Well, young Pelé certainly has a good footballing heritage behind him, but is he any good at fishing?
That is a proper fish then.
Well done. Surprise, surprise, the natural sportsman amongst us turns out to be pretty handy with his
All we
rod.
need now is chips.
And of course, no boat trip is complete without a dip in the water.
No time for dilly-dallying, Mark. We've got to get back to dry land to see if Pele's legend lives on. And to meet the Santos Juniors hoping to hit the big time. Our search for the secrets of Latin football has reached Brazil, and we're in Santos, a thriving tourist destination with a stunning beach and a legendary football club.
Yes, Santos is Brazil's most successful football team, and it's one of the world's leading academies, producing superstars including Neymar, Robinho, and of course Pelé. If there was ever a football factory worth visiting, this was it.
I wonder if there's any reference to Pele at the at Santos ground. Or do you think they just sort of don't make too much of a fuss?
Well, I don't think it would be like a museum to Pelé.
No,
I
because
don't
Santos has
think
been
that.
a famous club for
Santos
a very long
was
time.
great and would have been great without Pelé, so...
But I imagine they have got some...
There will be some stuff about Pelé.
Santos claimed to be the first club in the world to have scored 10,000 goals. And its soccer academy is renowned for nurturing the seeds of Brazil's brightest talent. We've come to meet coach Eddie Franco de Moraes. It's his job to turn raw talent into professional perfection.
This is the ground where Pelé used to play.
Oh yeah, yeah. Can you imagine that?
Pelé still sits up there, is that right?
Oh yeah,
That's
he
his
has.
box.
He has a box there.
Doesn't everyone just watch him?
Oh yeah, yeah. People love knowing that he's here, he's around, checking on the team. Yeah, he's an icon.
So you must have seen quite a lot of great players come out of this
I've
place.
seen. Yeah, I've seen. I can tell you, I've worked with Robinho, Diego, that is back in Spain now, and Neymar himself.
Of course, yeah.
And
with a player like that, can you tell that there may be something special? They stand out from the other ones?
Oh yeah, yeah, they stand out. You can see it very, very in young age. You can see when some of the players has that special thing that could make them the next star.
What is it?
Man, there's no explanation for that. It's a sum of lots of little details.
Yeah, yeah.
Technically, and understanding of the game, the physical commitment.
At present, 250 kids are learning that it takes more than a few fancy tricks to make it.
We try to give the players the information that they need to become great men, not only great players. So they have to find out that clubbing, drinking, and everything else is not the point.
Yeah.
So when it's get closer, now it could be fun, but not for professional players.
Yeah.
I mean, there's time and place for everything.
time and place. Yeah.
So
Tell where you are.
unfortunately, I've seen some of them lose the track.
Do you feel like, you know, the rest of the world is you know, always kind of looking out for Brazilian talent, but you're one step ahead. This production line just keeps on going.
Oh yeah, the production line, let's put it this way, the production line is always on the run because we have too many people here, too many players. We have a continental-sized country, so that lots of people trying to...
Too many good players.
Too many good players. And that's why here in Santos, there's always the next generation.
And at that moment, that very next generation is hard at work in the gym. Santos under-20s are reigning champions in Brazil, and while 10 of last year's crop are now in the pro squad, this lot hope to follow suit.
I mean, these guys look pretty dedicated. A lot of people in England have a gym membership, but they just go like twice a year.
Oh yeah.
And these guys taking it a bit more
I
seriously.
do have one. I try to go every night, but it's not easy.
No, it doesn't
In
always
this
happen.
heat.
It doesn't always happen.
No, it doesn't.
Are they going to school or not going?
Yeah, all of them go to school at night time.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, they have to go to school because they have committed themselves to the training during the week.
Yeah.
They have 3 afternoons free. They can rest, they can study, they can do other things, but every night...
Special night school.
Wow. It's not easy to get to the pro team or to get all the success.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, exactly. You guys know.
Now it's time to impress Eddie and secure myself a contract.
Recently had a hernia. I'm not sure it's the best thing for me to do, but...
It's true, he has had a hernia. He's had everything.
Oh, you must be joking. He's bleeding heavy.
That was a good job.
That is bleeding at me.
That was a good job. That was a good job. Congrats.
Oh, maybe I should try the rope. Yeah, that looks more my kind of thing. Okay. Oh, no, not quite. That's 2. There we go. Okay, good.
Come on, you can do it.
Yeah, all right. I can do it, but I can't guarantee my trousers will stay up in the process.
Strongly?
Yep.
Go. Come on. 10 more to go. That was a good job. That was a good job. That was a good job.
So with training and accidental stripping over, we take on the club's brightest talent, 18-year-old Patrick, a striker from Brazil's deep south.
It's in the head. Go ahead.
Where's that gone?
The terrifying thing isn't just Patrick's ability, it's that he's one of an army of talented young Brazilians just waiting to make cannon fodder of foreign teams for years to come.
Now that is phenomenal.
Patrick's Brazilian, yeah?
Yeah.
Any English family at all?
No, I don't think so. Sua família não tem nada de inglês, né?
Just thinking about the World Cup. Thanks very much, Eddie.
Thanks so much. Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Well, it's a pleasure.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
Outclassed by a child.
We'll go and get a shower, shall we?
Not sure our relationship is ready for communal showers, Mark. Let's have a beer first.
That was a good old chat with that geezer, wasn't it? All those lads are probably really good players, but clearly, like the extra yard you've got to find to be a good player, like an absolute great, is it's work.
And he was so open about what should be common sense.
Yeah.
And if you want to make it in Brazilian football, well, it's not all singing, dancing, laughing, but hard work.
It's nice to hear. We're both fond of the idea of a work ethic. Yeah.
That Summer Express relies on coal, human coal.
Precisely, Henning. A very good and very German analogy there.
Yeah.
Voilà.
What day?
No, not salud anymore. Chin chin, they say here again, don't they?
But I must be careful. I'm now number 7 and I still have to drive us to the hotel.
Ah, well, you might as well.
Well, we're abroad, who gives
Joking, of course he's joking. He hasn't had any. Of course he's joking. I'll say that twice more. He's joking, and none of that was real. Okay, good.
Coming up, we're off to see one of Mark's numerous heroes, Juninho.
This is one of the ones I'm most looking forward to, I think.
And we visit a funeral parlour with a difference.
It's not easy to say goodbye for the last time to someone, especially when they're sitting there.
Mark and I, we're in Brazil, trying to work out how they've managed to win 5 World Cups.
It's the day after our enlightening tour of the Santos Football Academy.
It's bleeding heavy.
We're about to head to our next stop when we spot something opposite the stadium. It's Pele's barber, and according to the sign, ours too.
Right, let's check this out. Bom dia.
Bom dia.
Wow, look at
Prazer.
this. Mark.
Did.
Yeah, why not?
Henning.
Going well. We're getting on well.
Yeah. With such a warm welcome, I might as well make myself feel at home properly.
Oh, has Pele...
Sitting down in a chair, loving it.
Has Pele been in here?
Sim, é meu cliente antigo e fiel.
Think how much hair he's taken on
Então
Pele.
esse foi o cliente que entrou aqui para experimentar e é um cliente que está até hoje, graças a Deus.
In a way, with the number of razors and sharp objects here, this is the best chance to kill you that I've had on the trip so far.
It wouldn't be worth your while.
He's got pictures of Pele, sure enough, at almost every level. What's Pele like when you cut his hair or shave him?
É um cliente meu desde 56, quando eu venho aqui não dá tempo para nada, porque é muita gente, muita gente. Todos eles um quer autógrafo, outro quer saber alguma novidade.
It's amazing to think the great man has sat in this chair. Also, amazing to take a knife to Henning's throat.
Well, why do we do this then?
Why?
Yeah.
Because we always get into some mischief, don't we, Henning?
Vai trabalhar com essa mão,
Okay.
né?
Sure, I am left-handed, but it doesn't matter. I'll have a crack with my right.
For once, try not to be an idiot now.
Relax. Feel the soft blade play against Henning's fragile, pink, cuttable flesh. As he thinks again and again about all the jokes he made about Watson's education. Have you got anything more blunt?
Unfortunately, he didn't, so he claimed.
All right, mate, off we go. How's that?
Aê, meu ajudante! Aê, meu ajudante!
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I do have sort of...
Sim. Agora amanhã, não?
Tomorrow? Come back tomorrow?
Yeah, back
8h30 aqui.
I've got a job.
Brilliant,
Well
brilliant.
done, well
At last,
done.
this trip has taken off for me.
Nós temos cliente às 8h30.
But absolutely fine, I'll be there. Sim. Obrigado.
Well, thank you very much.
Sim.
And thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
I'm employed.
Oh, my face, that's amazing. Have you ever had a shave like that?
Once I was shaved by a barber, yeah. It's quite a feeling, isn't it?
It's amazing.
better than
I've never
any
do it
shave
like that
you have.
yourself. The cushion I sat on has been farted in by Pele.
Amazing, yeah. Cells of Pele's skin are in your face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing.
Best day of my life.
Yeah, oh, by far.
Aye.
Yeah. It's time to get back to the task in hand. If we've learned anything so far, it's that football is an integral part of Brazilian culture, something that Brazilians carry with them from cradle to grave. But what happens when a truly die-hard fan does hear the final whistle blow on their life? We're off to a special funeral parlour to find out.
Here, fans of Sao Paulo's biggest club, Corinthians, are signing up in droves to be buried with full club honours. Well, I remain open-minded. I mean, we're not out here to dismiss it. We're not here to dismiss it.
Dismiss. Say it again.
We're not going to dismiss it out of hand.
Two all, so now this is the decider. One more go.
We're not going to dismiss it out of hand.
No, because the guy...
But, yeah, come on, go in there. It doesn't even want to go in here.
You might sincerely... you might really want that as your final... I suppose it's a very personal thing, isn't it?
I think if you get a plot there, you're an absolute loony. Don't get me wrong. But because you should have more in your life than your football club.
Yeah, so not that open-minded. Anyway, while I pop off to find our host, Henning parks the car.
Well, I'm genuinely not quite sure how I managed this. But somehow, I managed to maneuver the car to here. It's no scrape yet, but I promise you on the way out, that one will definitely get a nice dent, or at least a nice red scratch. Yeah. Anyway, back to burying people. Meet advertising executive Alexander, a Corinthians fan who is paid for the ultimate season ticket.
Isso é um funerário, é uma casa funerária que faz a cerimônia pro Corinthians.
You're a young man in the prime of your life, but you've already paid to be on the list of Corinthians funerals, is that right?
Torcedor corintiano sofre muito, então a gente não sabe o dia de amanhã. Pode ser que amanhã já cai, então já é bom planejar.
There you go. That is a good attitude. I mean, a lot of football fans are pessimistic, but that is taking it to a new level.
Yeah.
And remember that this is your permanent home. This is more permanent than a flat. You're in there forever, mate. Oh, well, let's see. Let's judge for ourselves.
Okay.
Let's have a look at what you get for your money. Yeah.
Oh, that's your future.
Yeah, the future is here.
Yes, indeed. When Alexander hangs up his boots, he'll be buried in a Corinthians coffin with black and white flowers and a commemorative flag. That is just the basic package.
For an additional charge, after they burn the body, we can put like here some ashes and then give to the family.
That'll be you in there before long.
Yes.
Something to look forward to. Yeah, and if that isn't odd enough, today's particularly unusual because Alexander has organised a dry run of his future funeral just for us.
So this is a bit strange, but
yeah, well, each to their own.
Each to their own. We're going to now see a sort of mock service for Alejandro.
I find that all a bit tasteless. I find that all a bit bad taste.
Oh, you should have said something. You're doing it now.
Yeah, no, don't
worry, you won't be able to hear anything. You won't be able to hear a damn thing that's happening.
The whole concept is odd, isn't it?
Well, death is the great unknown, Henning. It will come for all of us.
Daremos início à cerimônia de homenagens. Sua vida foi marcada por uma grande paixão. Corinthians foi sua vida. Corinthians foi sua história. Eu gostaria de convidar Mark e Henning para dizer umas palavras.
We've been asked to say a few words about...
Didn't catch a word.
Okay. So, you have some respect, Henning. I didn't know Alejandro for long. In fact, I didn't know him. And it's not easy to say goodbye for the last time to someone, especially when they're sitting there. So this is a sad and confusing occasion for all of us. But above all, Alejandro was a man of about 30 years, maybe a bit less, who lived somewhere around Sao Paulo. And I don't want anybody here ever to forget that about him. Eternally Corinthians, Alejandro.
What a moving speech. Now it's time to tuck into the buffet, including Alexander, who looks surprisingly well. And having paid our last respects, was back on the road.
Well, what did you make of that? Deathly place.
It's just, there is nothing about that whole thing that I liked, I must say.
I heard you say that before after we've done stuff. Nothing we've got out of that.
Out of that,
gnarly.
Head first into the next malarkey.
Could well be some more malarkey. Well, in a country so rich in football talent, you can understand the Brazilians' slightly extreme passion for the game.
Last won the World Cup in 2002. In the final, they beat Germany, who were the better team on the day, hit the post when the game was still goalless. That was Neville. Then Oliver Kahn blundered. Brazil was one
Never
up.
mind,
and
mate. It's all right. After much negotiation, we've got access to one of the members of that victorious 2002 squad, diminutive Middlesbrough legend, Juninho.
This is one of the ones I'm most looking forward to, I think, because I have such fond memories of him playing in England and of him being such a lovely, small,
Yeah, that
man.
will not have changed.
He won't have put on any extra height at this point in his career.
After a 2-hour drive, we reach Itu, where Juninho is president of local side Ituano Club de Football. And we arranged to meet the man in the centre of town and then go and watch a match together.
Oh, it's going to be great. He's also director of football of this club in Itu, which means that
Will be a director's box.
We have a decent chance of not just getting into a match, but not even having
Director's
to...
box, getting an official programme. Why I up the borough?
Yep,
That's
and then
proper
just make
class,
sure-
that is.
That's it.
Yeah,
We've been told to meet next to an enormous Juninho lookalike, but there's a problem.
Yeah, he's nowhere to be seen, but can't wait about, so time for some improvisation. Let's just get on with it. I'll be Juninho.
So, hello down there.
What
What was it like at Middlesbrough?
Cold.
Yeah, this would have been a great interview. And what does it mean to you to come back to your hometown and play?
Home is where the heart is.
Very
isn't
good.
it?
That's
So,
exactly what you would have said. This is
and,
exactly like if we had Juninho.
Well, not quite exactly.
Massive, him.
Well,
that was a good start to proceedings, wasn't it?
It's disappointing, yeah. Still, it's not as if we drove for a very long time to a place we've never heard of called Itu just to meet him, is it?
Well, probably see him at the game.
Yeah, I know it's 58 degrees and we haven't met Juninho and all we've done today is seen some big stuff, but I believe we will get into this football match.
Yeah, but we don't.
We don't, no.
No, we don't. Didn't meet Juninho, can't get into the football, the bouncer won't let us in.
His
And
people didn't tell them that we were coming, basically.
So, Brazil won, Watson and Vane, nothing to show for it.
Well, here we are in Itu. No Juninho, no football.
No, we've come... I mean, it was a couple of hours here, it'll be a couple of hours back.
I go as far as saying we come all the way from London to see this game.
Yeah, I would as well.
I grew up happily in the Ruhr Valley, then moved to the UK, only for then 12 years later being given the opportunity to watch Itu at home, and then it didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time things have gone wrong, but today the whole day has basically gone wrong. It's a shame we didn't get to write postcards from Itu, or would have said, "Dear all, having a great time, went to a park with big stuff, went to a stadium, didn't watch a match, went to meet Juninho, didn't. Bye."
Coming up, things get better.
We do our best to go native before heading for Rio.
That's all right.
And prepare for its beaches with a little male grooming. Here we are in Sao Paulo on the penultimate leg of our road to Rio.
From everything we've learned, it seems like the country's in decent shape for the World Cup. But like any good pundits, we don't want to tie ourselves down to a winner just yet.
No.
Brazil are going to be very strong at home. Argentina could be dangerous. You should never write off the Germans. The Dutch on their day can beat anyone. Italy will be very strong at the back. Croatia have got something to prove. Bosnia will be fired up because it's their first World Cup. England, we as good as anyone on our day.
Yeah.
Chile have got some great natual talents.
Iran can go nuclear on their day.
Iran have got a threat of a different kind in their locker.
Yeah.
I think if I initially put a bet on all of those, that would be a start.
Yeah, but before we fritter away all our money down the bookies, let's get beach ready. Yeah, so we look to business once we're in Rio.
Yeah, if there's one thing that stood out in our first few days in Brazil, it's us. So in a last-ditch attempt to fit in, thanks mate, we booked ourselves a lesson in Brazil's ancient martial art, capoeira.
Mark,
Henning.
Henning.
Sou
Ribas.
Hello,
Tudo bem?
hello.
Hey, conhece a capoeira? Yeah, but never
I've
done it.
heard of it, I've heard of it, never seen it.
Vamos fazer pouco?
Go on then.
With Henning being a regular yoga practitioner, I decided to let him take the lead.
Well, no, we've set the bar higher than we should have set
He does.
it.
He's brilliant at yoga.
Yeah. That's all right.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's the bit I can't do. Oh no, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen.
We're forced to resort to the classic playground move, the wheelbarrow.
Yeah. Very good.
Okay.
Very good, Mark.
Yeah.
Once our hosts realise that capoeira isn't quite our thing, they politely relegate us to be in the band. Yeah. That's it, that's more like it. It's pretty straightforward, this thing, isn't it? Yeah, that's the bit I struggle with.
See, told you we stand out like literally a sore thumb. And it's not, thank you again, and it's not just the way we move.
Nah, look, everywhere they are. Brazilian men, big on confidence and small on swimwear.
Brazil has the world's second largest male beauty industry, so to try and buff up a bit more like them, we've headed for a beauty clinic used by football stars. All right, let us investigate the male trend for self-beautification. I'm trying to like take the level of investigative journalism up a bit.
Yeah, you do that, mate. No sooner are we through the door than we're jumped on by our host, Harry.
What? I don't think anyone expected that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. Moments later, a beautician is hard at work on my unfortunately ticklish feet.
What do most men come in here for?
Manicure, pedicure,
Carry on.
corte de cabelo, maquiagem, limpeza de pele, muitas coisas.
How many men have this done? Is this a very popular thing in
Claro.
Sim. He's having you on, mate. If I've ever seen an I'm having you on face.
But apparently he isn't. Ari's clients even include some of the biggest names in football.
Neymar
has a pedicure. Really?
Pelé, Robinho.
So there you are. We really are among esteemed clientele. If there's one thing that's really, really popular at the moment with men, what would it be?
A melhor de todas, você vai adorar. Depilação.
Pilasso.
Waxing.
Yeah, Mark, good luck.
Take the pain. Yes, surprise, surprise, there's not a chance in hell of Henning doing that, so once again Watson takes a hit for the team.
É agora.
Investigative journalism meets career death.
Calma, garoto. O Filó vai cuidar de você agora.
Ah! Christ! Oh,
Calma.
Ari's getting overexcited, the beautician is enjoying the agony, and Henning, as ever, is brimming with positivity.
Went to Oxford to do this.
No, yes, I'm suffering. Cambridge, actually.
Well, full credit to Mark. He's fully committed to making this program a right spectacle.
Do I feel like a Brazilian man now? No, I think I took it with more fortitude than a Brazilian man, because a Brazilian would have probably made a big fuss over it, whereas I was very calm. Good. Mucho gusto.
Our Sao Paulo experience is coming to an end, and the last few days have been, well, Mark, how would you describe it?
All in all, I mean, eventful.
This trip is one thing, eventful.
It has events. From the legends of the game passing on their skills to the new kids coming through, we found that Brazilian football is a potent blend of raw and rhythmic talent with a footballing production line that mass produces winners.
Great summary.
Thanks, mate.
You should write books.
Thank you. Or newspaper articles at least. Yeah. But will all this be enough to clinch another World Cup? Maybe we'll find out in Rio.
The boys in Brazil.
Quite so. Just when we think it's all over, though, the next day we're literally on our way to the airport when news comes in that Juninho is back from holidays and has agreed to see us after all. I mean, we're going in, are we? Are we going to do this?
That is definitely not a house for one family.
No, especially not a bloke the size of...
Forget about that.
These are the biggest doors that I've ever set eyes on. Right, OK. Here we go.
It looks it's only for one family.
Juninho, por favor. Not sure how that went. Oh, was something happening?
I can hear steps.
Oh, this is quite nerve-wracking.
Oh, locked from inside. Oh.
Hola.
Hola.
Juninho Paulista?
Não está.
Não está.
Está viajando.
Vive aqui?
Surely Juninho wouldn't stand us up twice.
Well, his agent assures us he will be here in 10 minutes. I'm just worrying a tiny bit about the schedule, but I'll continue to prepare myself for Juninho. How long till we have to go to the airport? 15 minutes now. So the interview is a maximum, really, of 12 minutes. Really small.
All that number crunching come to something in the end. Here he is, Juninho.
Olá.
Bom dia.
Tudo bem?
Hola. Yeah.
Hi.
Todo bien?
Tudo bem.
Mark.
Mark?
Henning.
Henning.
Nice to meet you.
Juninho.
Juninho Paulista. Yeah, thought so. Thank God, here he is. 2002 World Cup winner, Borough legend, and president of Ituano FC in the flesh. Do you still wish you were playing? Do you want to get out of that?
Yes, because it's the best part.
Yeah.
It's much easier when you are on the field
Just
and
playing.
do your job.
I remember when you signed for Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
It was a big surprise to a lot of people. What was it that made you go there?
Everyone said to me, so why are you going to England?
Yeah.
Are you crazy? But I find once I was there, and then I found a lot of space to play.
And with Juninho's help, Middlesbrough reached the finals of the FA Cup and the League Cup.
Known as the little fella, he played 126 times for Borough and became so attached that when they went down, he famously cried his eyes out.
The only one. How was your English when you first came over? Did you struggle?
Middlesbrough is a strange place to learn English, probably.
I had to go to the school, so I had an interpreter. And after I started to learn English, I realized that my interpreter doesn't understand Portuguese.
Eu acho que deve ser frio monstruoso. Ainda não senti esse frio.
He doesn't think that in England could be that terrible, different from any, it's not Siberia.
He was supposed to understand me, but no.
He didn't really know what you were saying.
Yes.
And so what do you think, looking ahead to the World Cup, how do you rate Brazil now?
Everyone was worried before the Confederations Cup.
Yeah.
No confidence at all. But after that, after Scolari came and give some hope, I think, to the people.
It's going to be quite exciting here, I guess, when the World Cup's on. Quite an atmosphere.
Of course. I think the atmosphere will be fantastic. I know everyone's is worried about outside of the stadiums.
Yeah.
The
protests.
Yes, but I think it's going to be okay. We cope very well with that.
Hurry up, Mark. Plane isn't going to wait for us. It's time to leave the most charming and least punctual man in the whole of Brazil.
Well, we've both got our dreams coming true there. I met Juninho, and you got to lie in the sun for an hour. And now Rio. Now, this whole show's been called Road to Rio, but there's never been any guarantee we will get there. But now we are finally quite close.
We are close, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So am I, Henning. So am I. And I'm looking forward to dreaming about Juninho tonight.
Ciao, ciao.
Next time, we reach our final destination, Rio! Yeah, where Mark goes mad and jumps off a mountain.
Henning launches his rap career.
Bunda, 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 bunda. And we go head-to-head playing football in cars.
Oh! Stand in practice on the road to Rio.
It's treating.